Hi again. In this video, we're going to talk about percentages and converting from decimals to percent and vice versa. So if you never feel like you really understood percents or never felt confident with it, you're definitely not the only one. I've noticed folks aren't sure how to do it over the years, so this is meant to help that. So hopefully this will help. Okay, so let's just first of all review what percent means. Percent means per 100, so that's literally the word per cent. Think of cent as century, like 100 years, or cents in a dollar, 100 cents in a dollar. So percent means per 100. Okay, and 100 has two digits, two zeros after, I should say, it has three digits, but it has two zeros after the one. And so we'll see how that translates into two decimal places. Or in the rounding video, we were talking about hundredths. That's the second place after the decimal. So we're always going to be moving the decimal two places, either two places to the left or two places to the right. Okay, so let's talk about converting each way first, and then we'll do a bunch of practice. Okay, so 50%, so let's say we're going to go, we have a percentage and we want to go to a decimal. 50%, and I like to start with one that makes the most sense to me. So for you, that might be a different one. For me, that's 50% because it's right in, it's half, right? 50% means 50% per, means 50 per 100. Okay, and so then if we go ahead and divide this on a calculator, 50 divided by 100 is 0.5. So I'm going to, that we get 0.50 or 0.5. So let me write this out here. We had 50%, and so the decimal would be after because it's 50.0. It's a whole number percent, 50%. Then after we divided it, the decimal went two places to the left, and we got 0.5 or 0.50, okay, to the left, it's the Cupid shuffle. So we're going to the left, and 50% is the same as 0.5 or 0.50. Now let's go the other way. Let's say we're starting with a decimal and we want to go to a percentage. So I'm using a quarter for this one, 0.25. 0.25, if we were to read that decimal name, it's 25 hundredths. That's the tenths and then the hundredths place. So 25 hundredths is 25 out of 100. And remember that percent, so as long as we can get that out of 100%, that's 25%. So let's actually see what happened to the decimal in that one. So we started with 0.25. And then to get to 25%, we need to go to the right. And we end up with 25 whole number percent. I'm going to put my little arrows on here. That one was to the right, and the first one was to the left. Okay, so we are going to decimal places either to the left or to the right. Now, some students showed me this memory aid once, which I thought was really cool and very helpful. So I wrote a D and a P, and these are for decimal and percent, and they're in alphabetical order, if that helps you to remember which one goes first. So decimal to percent. So if you have a decimal and you're trying to get to a percent, you're going to go to the right. And then if you have a percent and you're going to a decimal, you're going to go two places. So to the left. So I'll draw a little 2 steps to the right and 2 steps to the left. Okay, so let's try it out. We've got on the left side a bunch of percentages that we're going to turn into decimals. And on the right column, we've got a bunch of decimals we're going to turn into percents. And we've got a bunch of different place values to work with. So let's try this out. So also, if you just want to try it and then check your answer at the end of the video, that's fine too. But I'll keep going. So 31%. Okay, so we have a percent. We have P. So that's going to go to the left. So 31, the decimal is at the end if it's not written. So 31 point, I'm going to move that 2 to the left. So this would be 0.31 or 0.31. And now we don't write the percent symbol because it's not a percentage anymore. Okay, so we can either write 0.31 or 31%, but we wouldn't put 0.31% because now that's a different number. Okay, now let's say we have 130%. So sometimes we can have over 100%. In some contexts it makes sense, but some it doesn't, like probability it doesn't. But still 2 places. So now this is going to be 1.30 or 1.3. Okay, think of 1.0 as 100%. So this is over 100%. Okay, now what if you have a single digit percentage? We have 3%. So the decimals after the 3, still going to go 2 places. So now I need to add a 0, 0.03. I do need this 0 that's after the decimal and before the 3, because if I didn't have the 0, then it would be like 30%. So to get 3%, I need 0.03. So think about that for any single digit percent, 9%, 0.09, 7%, 0.07. So you need, for any single digit, you need that 0 in there. Okay, now we're getting to less than 1%. So 0.3% is 0.3 of 1%. Okay, so now I have a decimal, so I'm going to keep it where it is, and I'm going to move 2 to the left, to the left, point, and however many I go, I need to add those zeros, right? So I need to add a 0 here, and then now the 0 that was before the decimal I'll keep that, so I have 0.003. 1.3%, so now this is 1 and a little more percent, so 1.3, still 2 places to the left, so now I have 0.013. Okay, you might see this in interest rates, things like that, or other times when you have fractional percentages. We'll also be dealing with really small probabilities, and you'll run into this with probability as well. Okay, so now we have 1.23% to the left, 0.0123. Okay, hope that helps on going from percent to decimal. Now let's go the other way. Convert each decimal to a percentage. So now we have 0.97, and this time we're going decimal D to P, which is 2 to the right, to the right, to the right. So we go 2 to the right. This is 97%. And now I do have to write my percent symbol when I've changed it, because 0.97 means the same as 97% without the decimal. But 0.97% is less than 1%. Okay, same thing, 0.09, that's one of those single digit percentages, right? That's 9%. 0.009, so 2 places again, and notice how the decimal lands right before the 9. So this is 0.9%, or you could write 0.9%. Either one of those works and are mathematically equivalent. And then 2.41, okay, this has a whole number, so now I know that's over 100%. So I'm going to go 2 to the right, 241%. These last two we'll see a lot of these with probabilities, because we'll be using 4 decimal places for a lot of probabilities. And then often you want to turn it into a percentage, because that helps people interpret it. So I'm going to go 2 to the right. So we'll end up with 2 to the right and 2 to the left, 2 in front and 2 after the decimal. So 3294 or 32.94%. Decimal ends up halfway in between your 4 digits. And here we have 0.0354. So this is another single digit, meaning between 0 and 9. So we have 3.54%. Okay, so hopefully with some practice that will become more comfortable, and you'll feel more confident with it. And then here's some other things we'll be doing where we'll actually divide So we'll be calculating a probability. We'll actually divide and then we'll need to round. So let's try this. It says, directions say divide and round each proportion. So we're dealing with a lot of proportions in our class to 4 decimal places. Okay, so each fraction here, 9 out of 25, that is 0.36. Okay, now it said round to 4, so do I need to add more decimal places? We don't have to. So the direction is meant for if it's more than 4, cut it down to 4. But if it's less than 4, don't worry about it. Just leave it as it is. Now that's mathematically the same as 0.3600, but you don't need to add those in. And OP. Okay, so we're going down the column here. So we've got, the next one is 5 divided by 36. Okay, here's one we have to round because it's 0.1388888. You can see the calculator rounded it at the very end, but we only want 4 decimal places. So this would be 0.1388. And then we have another 8, so it's 0.1389. 0.1389. Okay, next one is 9 out of 11. You might be familiar with dividing by 11s. They get these cool repeating patterns. This is 81, 81, 81, 81 equals, but how do we round it? So 0.8181, then there's an 8. So that 8 is 5 or higher. It's going to round that one up to a 2. So 0.8182. Oops. And then, okay, 19 out of 570, 19 divided by 570 is, oh, cool. So it's like a third, but it's got a 0 in front. So it's 0.0333333. 0.0, then 330, then 333. The next is a 3, so that's going to round down. It's closer to 333 than 334. So 0.0333, and we just cut off the rest of the digits. Okay, great. Well, you'll be getting a lot of practice with this in our class, so I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.